1,500 will advance, and this will pretty much get you that spot.
Man, you like to see it, especially like you talked about, to see Solary being at the top, stomping Dashinkin. They've already qualified. They're just still dominating lobbies and saying, hey, look, we're going to get this practice for World Cup. Watch out, everyone else. Now, guys, I know you're ready for more games. Sundown, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Let's throw back over to Bala and Golden Boy to get into more of the action.
Thank you so much, Zeke, Sundown, and that one game from D-Rocks and Item gave them 51 points. They were at 71, so since then they've gained 20 points. That's the, you don't get me wrong, listen, I'm going to say this, all right? It's nice that you hit that game today, but that's what you want on a Sunday.
That is what you want. I mean, if you pull that off on a Sunday, like you said, the difficulty of those games, they keep ramping up as you go higher in the points. Even in Saturday, as you get higher in the points, the point-based matchmaking system kicks in. You start getting placed against those players who are in the top 10, the top 20.
Doesn't get any easier.
Stepter and Kelfi, we saw them up there on the leaderboard just briefly, so we'll see how they are doing.
Yeah, they're going to be sitting in this game at 57 points. They only have 4 eliminations, and we're getting close to our first placement threshold, which is going to be 3 points at top 15. This will be a Paradise Palms circle as well, so we're going to be treated to the desert biome here in the island. Big hills, lots of beautiful curves that make it really difficult to build on when you want to try and get to that high ground if you're in the low. We'll see how Kelfi and Stepter do here.
Everybody on those mountains, on those hills, they're thinking, hey, I am in paradise. While everybody else sitting by the pool, and I set it down. Nice play there from Kelfi, run Forest. Fortunately, you're not going to be able to run anywhere and get edited down like that.
And I have to question what the plan was there, because you hear them running around. I mean, there's a lot of audio going around all over you, but in that instance there, you should have clearly heard 2 players stomping around all over the place in that low ground. That I'm kind of shocked that he went for the pickaxe hack out to then go low. Like, I think, what was the game plan there?
Possibly looking for, hey, is there any loot down here? Was there any eliminations that happened? Just find his way through the little cracks and maybe find his way back in the game, but unfortunately he's going to get sent right out of it.
Yeah.
Current Effects and Noogie, we saw them on the leaderboard right around that bottom of the top 10.
And they got so many angles for the gatekeep here too. And this is what we mentioned earlier, the hills, right? Like, you gotta be positioned in a spot where you will be able to get the better of these players. Because look at the way that this hill was structured there, and where these players are kind of sitting. Now everyone's going out to the flatland. So this is where you're gonna start to see players begin to jockey for that position and see if they can get any players, some stragglers off here. And look at this, Melside forces himself in there with with the heavy rifle, which we have referred to many times in the broadcast as the universal key. And the switch out for that tacked AR, you're gonna want that with 225 light ammo available. And you want to be able to use that 304 medium for that drum gun. You don't want to have to spend that on your AR as well. That's that benefit of the new TAC AR, but Melside's going to take a shot from the side. Luckily owns that wall, and RBK Left Eye is out of the fight here. Went and chased some waterfalls, but unfortunately for him, he was played himself.
Yeah, chased down on the player. Melside took clear advantage of that, immediately going back and just getting right in his face with that tactical shotgun. Gonna be rewarded with an upgrade to the combat shotgun if that's what he so desires. But you gotta remember, he's playing by himself right now. He's on 3 eliminations. He's about to hit that next point threshold, which is that top 10. So he's trying to clutch up huge here in this game.
Yeah, the name of the game at this point is going to be survival for Melside, not having your teammate get to the top 10, get some more points. Maybe you make your way to the top 5, and then you're able to secure 7 points. That's huge as we get down to the final moments of the queue here. And then Pogame jumped on down. His teammate's going to be out, and Sully went in for the challenge, but Pog Aim was able to get the better of him on that one.
And I love how he just backed out really quickly to reestablish his right shoulder peak there and then come right back in and use some of that aim. And he's boasting in his name.
Yeah, you know, gotta respect it. Fugu paw game. Honestly, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't saying anything wrong there. So it just, you know, because that's a, believe it or not, that's a mouthful.
Yeah. So, top 6 right now. It looks like he's found himself another solo. A heavy net coming in. That's Mel's side from earlier.
Oh,
So just outside of top 5.
That hurts. That hurts. You wanted to make the play there to get the top 5, get 7 points, but you end the game with 5. That's not all that bad. Now, as far as what we're seeing here, Fugu Pa Game actually used that launch pad that was out there in the storm to get back into the safe zone here. Meanwhile, NXS RZ is going to be out of the fight, and then Pa Game won't be able to get back into this one, so it's going to go down to the storm. And to quote Sundown, Old Man Mountain will always get paid because he claims yet another one. And the Mountain Man plays a role.
It's just what you talked about, right? As we realized, it's the Paradise Palm ending. Mountain came in exactly as you said, and Carnifex and Noogie that we saw positioned greatly earlier on the side of it, they're just going to win the game because of their positioning. That's it.
You got to prepare yourself for that. Easier said than done, obviously, but in these moments where you're
Hola, ¿qué tal muchachos? Espero les guste este torneo. Ya saben que si les gusta esta temática, dale manito arriba y para adelante todos muchachos. Ojalá les guste. Son unos monstruos estos
so
muchachos.
Grenades are going to go out, and maybe this actually connects with, so that's I think that player may have been already down, but hey, you know, I always like a good grenade elimination. I can never get mad about that.
Yeah, didn't you say whenever anything goes wrong, you just drop grenade?
When in doubt, throw a grenade. That's my mentality to life.
There you go. So he is doing the Golden Boy mantra.
It's a Golden Boy strategy right there, people.
Now, I did see Flexi and his teammate Letwicki in the background. Another team that has, you know, like Stompy and Shinken, just performed week after week. Both in solos and duos. Actually, that entire duo is qualified already.
Yeah.
For both duos and solos. So they're a force to be reckoned with. Now, on to Oler, who's by himself with 0 eliminations. And, you know, I'm looking at his HP. We obviously can't see the rest of his inventory. But it's always...
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Hey, the siphon comes in too, so heals him a little bit. I was going to say, his HP situation's already painting the picture for me.
Yeah. Struggle City population 1, boss. Just Oler. That's it.
Oh, can he find anything else? That's the question right now. There's 2 players fighting nearby.
Might be able to just jump in and try and third party on this fight.
I think he's standing right on top of his cone. I think both that roof piece is
okay.
his, but he's actually going to find Zaidi. Just trying to make his escape, and yeah, there it is. The cone coming in.
Oh no!
This player doesn't realize. Oler, can you close it out? Yes. Where's your teammate, Rui? What's going on here? I'm a little confused.
Yeah, because that was a down. That was not an instant elimination like the other player that he took out earlier. So that could be Sheer. That might have been Sheer, who's above him.
Why aren't they right? If they're that close, oh, okay, he has 2 players that he has to fend for himself with. I don't know.
But then at that point, why did that player chase an elimination low? He should have stuck with his teammate. You know, you got to make the audible at that point. Things in Fortnite are not going to go your way all the time, right? Most of the time, actually, they will not go your way. So you got to be able to be quick on those audibles and make those changes on the fly when necessary.
Definitely have to. These decisions, they don't come down to split seconds. They come down to split milliseconds if you really think about it. Especially as these end games get so condensed. I know, Patek and Dementos landing right on top of Siba. To take him out. Him and his teammate Kluja. I did see the instant elimination, so I don't think there is any more teammates to be found. Dementos.
And this has been another consistent duo as well. I've seen them in the top quite a bit. Maybe not always looking in that top 10, but whenever you see them, they're usually in a strong position.
Usually, and again, they are here. I did see Sheer get knocked by Dementos, so that wasn't the duo that we were talking. He wasn't the partner of that player who was sitting on top of the cone, but now on high ground, Dementos is actually going to find that one. flying through the air, but Patek and Dementos just doing their best, just take out everybody who decides to fly. And at this point, hey,
se queda en el aire como siempre. Qué monstruos, son unos monstruos. Tienen una habilidad pero tremenda.
Flexi there who went down. Literally, I don't want to glide anymore. I'm just saying, hey, you guys can have high ground. I'm going to fight on low ground. I'm going to look for opportunities to take you out.
Se queda,
no se queda. Right now. Somebody is contesting them though.
Buscan por todos lados, se mueven. Miran a ver qué roto dejan por ahí para darles en la cabeza. Hecha.
To push this further here. Dementos force his way in with that blue drum gun, but gets Arion outside. Another one's going to appear right in front. And not going to matter because Dementos will get the 8th elimination. Then Pytek's actually going to go down and engage in a fight there against Cybear. That's going to leave Mayhem and Aller by themselves. Aller has basically nothing left to work with. And because of that, will be easy pickings. And now we're going to be dealing with a 2v1. Could Mayhem be the hero here for his duo to get that victory royale? I don't know if Mayhem has any builds left. It does not appear that way. Otherwise, Mayhem would have tarped this off already. And I think that
la victoria royal, pero dos son amigos. Victoria royal.
I would say that was a very well put together game there. 17 eliminations, 10 points game for the victory royale.
No más. Me tiro al agua a echarle un chapuzoncito.
What you want at the end here on Saturday.
Comienza el otro.
And that was another clean 2v1. They took their time. You saw Dementos was getting a little hasty. He wanted to go down, but his teammate needed to heal up.
De conos.
Waited for him to take those small shield potions and then move forward.
17-31, 100
Multi and Benji into the next game. Another lucky landing area. It's funny, we're seeing back-to-back games.
No le basta, él no le basta. Quieres darles en la cabeza, mijo.
Find that one. So he's trying to make the rotate with the player next to him.
Lo que me queda la duda es si las balas ahí son infinitas, porque yo no veo que
movement starts and the shots start to come in. Benji
le falte balas o que le falte.
And Multi and Benji will simply just have to hold hands here.
No sé.
Get Benji an elimination or two. And maybe get the siphons off of this. But Multi also is going to be tagged up a little bit. And Benji also takes a lot of damage. You can see it there at the bottom left of your screen on that rotation. Benji ended up getting tapped big time.
Does have 3 of those shield potions. He's going to be able to heal right back up to 100 shield, but his HP situation is dire, and that becomes a very tough thing to deal with in these endgames. He's got to get a siphon. If he has no medkit, no bandages, no campfires, because the zone does only health damage. So, and any sort of fall damage as well stinks. You can get taken out, even if you have 110 effective HP. You can get taken out quickly.
Yeah, and you know that they don't have any campfires, so they would have popped it at this point.
Dura estas partidas así cerca, hermano.
But you don't have the green bar all filled up. That's going to be your health. And you got 17 players remaining, 30.
Have another launch pad.
Well, I should say 30 players in this lobby, 17 duos still fighting here. Top 15 will get you that first placement threshold.
They're getting ready for the other launch pad. That's why they broke that 4, and they're going to edit out that pyramid and go forward.
Como para no distraerse. Uy, lo deletearon en el aire, hermano.
Hey, here's a launch pad, I'm out. And not really, risk yourself at all.
Esas salidas así es muy difícil porque todo el mundo está pendiente de quién está en el aire.
A lot of players deciding and opting to use those launch pads. You see, Flick and his teammate in the background looking for shots on these players, though.
Como va cayendo lento uno.
Squeeze and nail. Finding position right outside his zone. They're going to want to turn forward and start
gatekeeping. Rápido, todo lo cambiaron.
They want to wait for those players to push, and then reap the benefits of it. Kind of like what we're seeing right here. And X-Squeeze, man, he gets 75 blue. And then the cleanup with the legendary TAC AR is going to snag that knock.
Esas punterías de cabeza es
to realize that player is going to try to go down a layer and pre-firing it before it even happened. Now, they found their way in zone. Where's the next one going to be? It does not favor them entirely.
Ooh, and someone jumps into the box as well. A little
Y
ambitious
lo
of a play
increíble
there.
son que llevan dos
That was
armas.
Oh, well, now I
Y
understand why it was an ambitious play.
a los lados llevan las
Still going to be left in the
curaciones,
action, though. I'm sure
los,
we'll see him in a little bit. You're going to have Zone, who
lo más
manages
rápido
to
que
run
se
into
puede
another
hacer de
player there. That's
curaciones.
Multi, we saw earlier
Los
on.
mini,
Multi
la-
will not be able to stay up long
las
in this
vendas,
one, and Saki is out of the
como
fight now.
pa
That's
salir
just going
del
to leave
paso
Zone by
rápido.
himself.
Here he's looking for it, finds a player down below. He knew he was down there. That's Phoenix who goes out. And that's going to be
Muy
great, but he's
poco
got to
lleva
get the
cosas
elimination. You see, he's still stuck in zone. That's a lot of damage going to be going down
o
on him.
lleva todo
A little story here that I'm seeing
ocupado,
develop. Kuna
todo
and
el campo
Mongrel,
ocupado.
both, you know, Kuna is Mitro's former duo here. They're
Escopeta.
both playing solo right now. We'll see if they'll clutch up and end up in one of those situations where it's like, hey.
Run into, you know,
Star,
what is it? I was going to say Star-Crossed
más o
Lovers.
menos.
Exactly.
Dos
He's
escopetas
with
lleva
me
este.
now.
¿Se puede hacer la par doble? No creo.
Oh,
¿Otra
man.
vez? No.
Man, the chat's probably
Deja
just
una en el
throwing
suelo,
all the
deja el
rolls,
mini.
rest of the sleepers possible.
Yes, absolutely. Keep them coming.
Keep them coming, baby. I'll keep bringing it.
There's Kuna picking up
Qué
one
bien.
onto Farron's.
Oh, Mongrel.
It's
Tipito me
Mongrel,
gusta
so
porque
he's going to put an end to that. And they're going to go into the next game, but Sweezy
Yes.
and
Yeah.
his teammate Nail, they're going to pick up the spoils from Mongrel, and you know it's going to be good because he
sabe
does
tan
not
por
go to the
qué
end game without a few eliminations.
azota, yo.
No,
Azota.
he does not. Gonna
But-
get a bunch of value.
¿Cómo?
And this is interesting.
Cambió
Drops the tactical AR, and
Cambió
I don't think he's going to be reusing that infantry
una
rifle all that much. But
legendaria-
maybe you could use those explodes. Yeah, even if it's
Por
one.
el
Oh, he's going to
fantasma,
block
por un
himself
solo
out of this one. He
fantasma.
owns that wall to the side as well.
hello.
He's going
Nice.
to push out. That was
Bueno, si a él le sirve.
I mean,
Good escape.
yeah, thin escape there, right? Narrow. You were not going to be able to get out of that one in other situations. So good reaction time there from
Oh, en la
X-Squeeze.
esquina, en la
And then
cabeza.
Legendary gets
Es
met
que en
there
la
with a
cabeza.
shot from the combat
No, es que
shotty,
yo no
and
me
this
las
is looking
creo.
great. But
Todas
Knifer,
las
as a
pegan
matter
en
of
la
fact,
cabeza,
gets the
güey.
better.
No.
And that is going to leave it with two
Parceros.
duos remaining. So X-Squeeze now in a 1v2 sends
Yeah.
these players down.
Dos
And
personas
then
y
you're
una
going to have
rival.
Naranjito.
Nito, we're going to have a one-on-one,
Naranjito. Ya
a good
está
old-fashioned
Naranjito por ahí.
1v1
No.
to end this game. Life lead will be for X-Squeeze, but the high ground for Naranjito. Still in this one.
Oh, está jugando
Naranjito's going to go
Naranjito.
for it, but he's
Ese
going
es
to
un
drag him
monstruo, ese
in. Oh,
pelado.
he went for the shot up above. That was ambitious there. Could have really paid for that one.
Pelado
You saw that when he
monstruo.
hit that
Razón,
rift to go.
hermano.
You're able to shoot your shotty for just a split second if you do the right thing. We saw that pop up on the Fortnite competitive Reddit, but
Mire
Naranjito
eso, mire eso.
jumps into the box and takes
pelado
out
para que
X-Squeeze.
tanta-
He was feeling the brunt of the damage from that
Ay,
rift to go
no,
shot
no,
in the
no.
sky. And I tell you, that is a little skill thing that
Buena
exists
por
right now in
Naranjito.
competitive Fortnite that players are taking advantage
Buenísima.
of. You may want to think twice before you take someone with you in a rift to go.
Yeah, you do have to have very quick reactions to pull
Yo
it
me
off.
quedo
There's like
aterrado
split
porque soy
second,
un
Just for
manco
reference,
para
what you
jugar
do is
casi.
you end up reloading your
Casi
shotgun
no,
right,
siempre.
right as you're getting into the
Eso
rift.
me
and you
salen
take
por
one
todos
shotgun
lados y
shot.
¡pam!
So
en
you've
la
got to be
cabeza.
careful.
No
It's a
entiendo.
perilous time
Yo
right
doy
now
un
if
balazo y
you're
doy
taking players in rifts
22,
with you,
But the thing is, you got to
12.
be careful.
because they can do it right back.
But that player
No,
also
parcero, eso sí da
needs
mucha
to.
rabia.
Your window is very narrow to hit that shot.
The rift to go usage in that final situation is Zayt and Saf kind of popularized it at ESO Katowice because
da
before
mucha rabia,
that
hermano.
shot type of timing even existed or was discovered, they were still using it, right? You could go down, rift somebody, and force them to take zone
Y en
damage.
la
or force them
punta
to,
del dedo les
reposition
doy cuando
where you're
les
gonna be
quiero
able to
dar
dive
en la
down
cabeza.
first because you know what's happening. But
Ya
here,
eso es.
Issa taking out takeoffs, getting a little bit of a third-party action coming in from the side. He's going to take out Karma as well and just rotate right back to his box. And finds a rift to go for himself as well.
Bear in
Camo,
mind, he's
Issa.
by himself though.
Yeah, Camo's
Todo
down
lo
already.
tienen calculado.
Issa, but we know he can do it because he's qualified in solos. One of the few controller players who's done it.
Tienen
And,
personas por
yesterday he
todos
had a
lados.
great performance as well in one of the tournaments that just happened. Huge different format, but amazing player.
Esa fama
Probably,
es
in my opinion, one of the best
peligrosa.
controller players in the world.
Yeah,
Y es
that.
legendaria,
I
que es
would
lo más
actually agree
verdad.
with that statement. I mean, when you think about
Que te pega
the
dos o
top
tres
controller
balazos y ya
players,
te
very
quita la
few
mitad.
stand out, above the pack, and who he's always up there.
Yes.
He's always up there. It's in
Y si te los
looking
pega en
at
la
his
cabeza,
gameplay, you
peor.
sometimes can't even tell with how fast he's moving.
Oh, you can tell.
I mean, you know.
I'm just kidding.
Relative to other controller players, like.
No, he's smooth. He is so, like.
Todo el mundo
it's
en su
actually
cubículo
esperando
que den el patazo para darle en la cabeza, para darle chumbimba venteada.
It's insane. It's absolutely mind-boggling.
Ay.
I can't comprehend it.
Todo el mundo con su
I
pareja.
know you can. Because controllers are the best. I'm only switching to a
Eso
keyboard
hay que
mouse
saber
just so that,
construir,
I can
hermano.
feel cool
Lo
and
que yo
everyone doesn't
digo,
make fun of me in the green
tener
room.
su botoncito
That's it.
de su
Mostly Dr.
aparato el mejor que pueda,
Thanks, bud.
una configuración buena, buen internet.
How dare he? Oh, you watching right now? He's like, what? I've never made fun of him. Oh, we got Vato and Skite in this game.
Si no estás
as well
cerca de un
as,
servidor
Doma.
bueno,
And Kinstar and Hunter as
te
well.
Kinstar,
jodes.
okay.
That French-speaking community coming out, possibly come to a head here. I'd love to see a 2v2 end up with
Oh,
them,
yeah.
because that
Las
would be
bolas que
Seriously.
nunca
Also, want to give
faltan
a
ahí, las
huge shout out to the
bolitas.
Solary team for covering the Solary players. All the
Same with
commentaries
the
and
Lestream team.
huh?
They do the same thing, Lestream as well.
Yeah, Lestream, yes, of course, because they're the Lestream, they're like one of the first ones.
Oh.
So I just want to give those guys a shout out for doing that. If you want to catch
Mini.
some French
Mejor dicho.
commentary and also watch perspective of these guys, which you honestly should because they're so unbelievably talented. You can go and check them out. I believe they're live right now.
Los que
Yes,
están
covering
bien
all the
altos, los
games.
que
And, you know, it's an interesting story, too,
duros
because
pa'
Hunter and
matar.
Kinstar, I mean,
Son los que
we
matan
talk
todos
about
los de abajo.
storybook endings in the duos
Qué bien,
competition
vea.
last week as Scout picks up one.
Es
Both
Gusta.
Sky and Vato, Hunter and Kinstar, and Airwalks and
Son
Nikov were
buenos
all
nombres.
going at it to try to qualify.
Son
Both of the
buenos
Solar teams
nombres
did,
para-
but the Lestream team just barely didn't make it. Zestin takes out Issa, so he's out of this game for now. So we'll see. Hey, if
Para
this
jugar
goes into one of those 2v2 situations, it's like,
What?
hey,
Boom.
who's the
Ahí lo
best in the
deletea.
French
Pam,
community?
pam, pam, pam.
And I've always had a blast going to
que
France and
eso no
covering
dan
various
tregua,
events out there.
esos van-
The French esports community is so fun and they're so passionate and engaged. It's honestly the best. So shout out to you guys out there. But back to the action we go, though, as we're now going to be inside of the top 10, top 8 duos remaining here. 15 players left in this one. You got Oblivion with 1 elimination and Nymak with 2 eliminations. But Oblivion gets tagged up, down to 14 HP, but manages to get the follow-up there onto Skype from Lestream. That is unfortunate. Another one going to be outside of the storm as well. Then Oblivion sees that player dancing around him and instead recognizes that he needs to get back to a safe spot here. And then you have Diner on your screen now. 2 eliminations. We're going to be in the top 5, Bala.
Yeah, and just briefly there, we did see in the elimination
Oh.
feed as Diner picks up one more, but Hunter
Con un
actually took
pepazo
out
en la
Vato
cabeza
right at the
nomás.
same time
Yo me
as
quedo
Skype went down,
aterrado.
so that engagement did end up happening, but now
Pau,
Diner
vea,
picking up
con
Doma on
uno,
the back foot, trying to make his way
147.
up that hill, and we actually saw this exact kind of zone right next to this mountain
Ay,
in Paradise
no,
earlier.
hermano. Que
Talk about those mountain runs that
como
players
dicen
have to
los
make. You have to
negros,
be
es
careful every
duro,
time you're going
hermano.
up or down or whatever. There could be players
Oiga.
coming in from unsuspecting locations.
The benefit, though, is that the safe zone is going to be on that neutral plane, so you don't need to deal with that mountain. Diner gets tagged on the low ground, down to 22 shields there. Needs to
Toma
reset
mini.
for a moment to be able to pop those
Lo
minis
tiene
and recognize the
arriba, lo
player
deletea,
right in front of him.
pau,
So
pau.
he shoots him down, but he wasn't able to
Sigue.
tear through the metal quickly enough. But he does get the 36
Oh.
blue for the tag there, and still holding down in this mid-ground. Players just huffing and puffing up above him. He's going to
Rápido,
drop down right onto
101.
Oblivion and is going to follow up with the
87.
elimination. Another one's
Oh.
going to go in there for the fight. And Oblivion, or I should say
Quedan
Diner,
dos.
will not be able to stay alive. But Nymak with the Shadow Bomb gets in front of them. Is he going to be in a position where he can actually benefit from this one? No, he goes further down. And now this is when this hill is going to play a role here. Nymak, though, does have the builds, does have the Shadow Bomb, but it ain't going to matter because Zestin and Scout get a victory royale.
Beautiful play there. As soon as they realize the situation, I'm up on high ground. I can let this player shadow bomb as much as I want. That's going to be the end of that one. And so we're going to check back in with Zeke in the studio.
Guys, these games are unbelievable. To start the day like this, I mean, Sundown, you know we love Fortnite. You know what else I love? My boy, Rexy. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for joining us. Of course, we are here at Fortnite World Cup Online Open, week number 8. I'm Zeke, that's Sundown. We just got through some of the coverage here to start the day off, and now I believe you have some incredible clips lined up for us to take a look at.
Yeah, we're going to pop into some of the gameplay that did just happen. First, we're going to take a look here at Paytech using the smoke bomb to get up and around behind Siva and then take advantage of him with that combat shotgun. Now here, you can see still trying to use the combat from the high ground, but instead swaps over to the AR. But I mean, Paytech is such a good player. We've seen him in all of the skirmishes, was at Secret Skirmish as well, had a great performance there. Then the Latvian Dementos putting another astounding pressure round, and you can see how they work together as they work top down. And again, not exactly necessarily the same as Stonky and Tashinkin, but they're close enough to be able to pincer, and that's what they look to do as they work top down. And a brilliant job to also close this one out and get the victory royale there. Just well done from Paytech and Dementos. Now we're gonna hop on board here with X-Sweeze from MCES, and he does a great job putting pressure from inside the box. And one thing you'll note is how they're constantly checking angles towards the backside of the storm. When you're on the mid tarp, you want to look back and down. Sometimes over or like up and over can be good, but back and down is where you're going to find the most opportunities, where you'll find the players who are being pinched by that storm, being forced to walk back in. You can see him picking up a number of great eliminations right there. Let's check the standings and see where we're kind of falling out towards the end of the matches. As you can note, kind of games remaining on here. So Stompy and Tashinkin, 1 left. Paytech and Dementos, they're going to be done. You also have Windstrike Mayhem and Gambit Azzy at 1 match. Otherwise, everyone in between 5 and 3. So still some games to be played, but as we get into the end of the window, look to see some of these guys with 5 and 4 matches to play a little aggressive. But again, don't forget, this is Saturday, this is the semifinals. The top 1,500 duos will be advancing. Everybody you see here, they'll be there comfortably.
There you go. Well, guys, I believe that is it for now, all right? So what we're gonna do, what you need to do now is get up, stand up, stretch your legs, go to get a snack, because when we come back, we'll have more Fortnite action. So we'll see you guys after this break.
What's up, Fortnite fam? Sundown here, and today we are going to talk about shadow bombs and their impact on competitive play. If you haven't had a chance to use the shadow bomb yet, it is a utility consumable that drops in stacks of 2, and you can carry up to 6 per slot. When used, the shadow bomb grants the user invisibility, move speed, the ability to double jump, and the ability to wall jump. Shadow form lasts for 6 seconds, but will remain active after that window until the user touches their feet on the ground. We've seen shadow bombs already have a huge impact on some of the Fortnite World Cup Online Open qualifiers.
Wow. Did he hit it? Oh my gosh! He hits it! You freaking legend! Are you kidding me?
Now, let's hear what some of the players who have already qualified for the Fortnite World Cup final think of the addition of shadow bombs to competitive play.
I think with Season 9, the shadow bombs are a perfect mobility that has its downsides and upsides if you use it right.
I mean, I think shadow bombs are very balanced right now. They're a really good way of getting mobility considering they're an uncommon item.
I feel like they're a really good addition to the game. It's as good as a Rift to Go. Maybe even better in my opinion. You can get your position wherever you want to, especially end zone. People don't expect it.
It's a must carry. You know, when that zone pops and you're super far, you can pop a shadow bomb and just hit the next zone. It's great. I love them.
Shadow bombs are amazing. Like, I reckon that's like one of the best things they've brought out so far, because you could just sneak into someone's box or like get high ground or like go low ground without taking damage.
There's moments where people clutch up, like very end game, like they might not have mats. And the Mr. Savage play where there's a hill and you went up it with the shadow bomb, it was just crazy.
They've got to go up the side of a mountain, and it's shadow bomb time. He's deciding to take 4 damage. Yes, Mr. Savage! Oh my goodness! The best shadow bomb use I've ever seen! Mr. Savage M rising to the top of the mountain.
Thanks for watching, and hopefully you learned a thing or two. What's the best way you've used a shadow bomb? Send us clips using the hashtag Fortnite World Cup, and we'll see you guys on the battle bus. Or maybe not, if you're in shadow form.
Yo, what up, Fortnite fam? DJ Zeke in the building. Hold on, I'm getting a phone call. Yo, what's up, dude? It's DJ Zeke. Yeah, man, what do you mean? What do you mean you don't know about the block party? Everyone knows about the block party. What do you... No, dude, it's a 2-day event. June 15th and 16th. The ticket's only $35. You gotta be there. What do you mean who's gonna be there? There's gonna be a ton of people there. You got Cloaksy, Pokimane, Valkyrae, Dr. Lupo, Loserfruit, Kurt JD, Brendan, Yuri, Martin Starr, Samara Redway, Marisha Ray, Tifu, Fear Itself. Everyone's gonna be there. Dog, it's a 2-day event. No, look, the first day is the creative showdown. Team Evolve built this dope game mode for all the fans to watch. The pro-am, yes, but that's day 2. Day 2 is the celebrity pro-am. They're battling out for a $3 million charity prize pool, dude. Yes. Are the fans gonna be there? Are you guys gonna be there?
Yes.
Yeah, they say they're gonna be there. Of course, everyone's gonna be the block party. Let's go, we'll go together. All right, okay, DJ Sundown. All right, I'll see you there. Sorry about that, Fortnite fan. Listen, block party is going to be lit. Tickets $35. You need to buy them because I cannot wait to party with you. Now, Fortnite fan, that's it for me, so DJ Z.
Bueno, que comience pues. Vamos a ver para dónde cogen, para adelante, para atrás, para un lado, para el otro. Y arranca, comenzamos.
All right, everyone, what's going on, and welcome back to the Fortnite World Cup. We just wrapped up our first block of EU action, and it was a pretty good one. I'm Golden Boy, one of your hosts, and we're going to jump right in to the next few games. So we're going to need some casters for that. Let's bring them out. You're going to have Kitty and Pooks. I'll let you ladies take it from here.
Girl, come on in. I am so excited to be casting these games today. We are back. This is my very first weekend of casting duos too, so we get to talk all about that work together these guys are going to be doing, and girls, hopefully see some great action today.
Definitely. It's my first week doing duos as well, so let's hop in the games. Let's see what these guys are doing.
Woo! Yes, I have been so excited to finally get to cast these duos, and oh my gosh, do we have some of the most amazing players today coming out from EU. Okay, who are your favorites?
Out of EU, I mean, I feel as though we've already seen so many great duos qualify. There's been so many people that have been so consistent across the board. But Stompy and Shinken, you gotta talk about them. Those guys are absolutely incredible. And, I was talking to Zeke about it a little bit earlier today, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna call it right now. I want this to be on the broadcast. You know what? I think they take World Cup.
You think they take World Cup?
I think they take World Cup.
You heard it here first, people. Someone clip that.
Clip it!
If it doesn't come true, she will do 100 push-ups on World Cup.
We'll start with 10. We'll start with 10. Start small.
Start training.
Aim low, achieve much. But here we see Domels and his partner stand up. They do take out Pawsy. Sucks, LOL. With the heavy sniper up there on the ultimate high ground. So, 3 eliminations for him, 1 for his teammate. Looks like they're in a good spot right now, just on the edge of Polar Peak.
Yeah, something to clue everyone in on here. If you guys are new to Fortnite, this area in particular is one of the most difficult in these final zones. If you look at this ice, how it kind of leans in towards us, you are not able to build down this hill if you're needing to descend. And when you're going up, you can easily get stuck underneath these cliffs. So you really need to be aware where the zone is moving and make those decisions early so you don't get caught out. But now we got Stompy here. He's got a nice position. He's right here in the center. He's got a good view below him, lots of action going there, and it looks like they will need to go northeast now with that new zone popping up on that mini map in the bottom right hand corner of the screen. And I like this loadout for him. I like that he has those shadow bombs and he's going to be able to utilize that on a rotation, and this positioning right now is absolutely perfect.
Right, and like you said, rotations in this part of the map are so key, and you have to make them so early. Stompy just raining shots down on the players below him. He does have ultimate high ground on them down there in that valley right now, but the zone is going to be moving towards him and then behind him. So these players are all going to have to rotate over to him. Let's see if he stays a little bit longer to see if he can get some damage or even some possible eliminations here.
Ooh, getting 3 really clean tags. He smells blood. He knows he's one shot, dropping down, taking out Loot Boy Mexi, and picking up that 6th elimination now. Right away, you see him pop that shadow bomb and making his rotation, and not having his teammate with this isn't the best, but if there's anyone that can pull it off, it's definitely Stompy.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said, you know, just like clockwork, waits to get those eliminations and then moves forward towards the zone. Everybody kind of gliding in here now, taking up a lot of real estate here right on the edge of this small little hill we have going on here. We have Sander up.
Wow,
now just looking up. Good loadout. 10 grenades. Bring on the Splodes, kitty.
Give me the you know how I love Splodes. Well, doesn't need Splodes to pick up that elimination there. Doubling now. He's sitting on 2 and making a move with his teammate now, using that jump pad. A few ballers still in play, deciding to go back for this mid ground. Maybe looking to take high. Does look like he is headed up there, and his teammate already has secured the high ground. So these guys are in a great position now, moving into this late game. And once this zone closes, we've talked about this with Dynamite, but it's similar with this Explodes. You're going to be able to drop those Explodes down onto your opponents, and their radius of damage is going to be equal to the size of the zone. So picking up these late eliminations is great for them when they have that utility.
Yeah, definitely. He has 10 of them, like you said. And you know what? The longer you hold on to these grenades, the longer you hold on to these explosives, the better they become. Because, you know, the circle gets smaller, the radius gets tighter. These guys have nowhere to go. You have to just hope that you have the materials to be able to... Oh my goodness. Let's take a look here and see what he's about to do. He does get a tag on 50 with the tactical shotgun there for 55. It's not going to be enough there on Dougie, but he does get another shot taken. Dougie is going to camp right at the edge of the zone, though. He is going to have to move. Sander up just really playing this edge of the zone very well, but does get tagged.
Yep, that player does go for the edit, gets a shot on him. He needs, he dropped down a campfire, does get a little bit of health back. He has that big pot if he's able to find opportunity to pop it. Doesn't unfortunately get it. His teammate is still alive, does drop down from that ultimate high ground. You see him here in the right corner of your screen. Doogie and Magnet following close together, and DeMille has access to that. The stink grenade, getting really great takes on both of those players. He does have 4 more of those left, taking time now to take these mini pods and raining him down. The nice thing about these is they do provide tracking, so he's able to see exactly where the opponents are. Does get that pickup onto Doogie, avenging his teammate.
Avenging his teammate, and just want to draw everyone's attention to the top left-hand corner here. 6 players left. Or 6 players with 5 duos. So 1 duo left, but the rest are solos. This is now a solo match, Kitty. So much for casting the duos. It looks as though these guys are going to want us to cast the solo game instead. But Donald's just really dropping down, look at the health on the Beast there. He has full shield, but only half health. That may have been the work of the stink grenades there. Stompy playing the ultimate low ground takes out the Beast with 1 shot, and we are in a 1v1 situation now.
These two coming up against each other, both exceptional players. Stompy going for the trap. DeMille is able to dodge it, but unfortunately does not have the health needed. That was a 2
HP finish. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I love to see. You know, when we first looked at Stompy and Shinken was down. He was out for the whole game that we just saw here from Zone 5 on. And Stompy was able, regardless, to secure that win for them with 10 eliminations. So putting in the work, regardless of his duos partner being gone, it didn't matter. He was there, he showed up, he played, he won. That's why, Kitty.
Yeah, okay, I know, we heard your prediction. Okay, we may be seeing push-ups, we might not. Now we're coming in on another zone. Right now, guys, just cluing you in, we're coming in on the 5th zone of different games today, catching the most action of all these players. Europe right now has 18 minutes left, so all these lobbies that we're watching could potentially be the very last lobby of these players, their last chance to qualify for tomorrow, get into that top 3,000 mark, and these guys are playing just absolutely insane, out of their minds. I was really surprised by the size of the lobby. Actually, I thought it would be bigger with this late in the points, but right there, getting the quick edit play onto Tacos, getting that elimination. These two are working together so well, even opted to match their skins together, which I love to see. And now they already have access in the zone. They're not going to need to make that rotation, but I think they're going to look now to be able to make some shots on their opponents as they rotate in.
Yeah, and if you take a look here at the zone, there's so many players, you know, that have decided to rotate early and be in that zone. We have the stragglers though, so we're going to have to see maybe how that plays out, if they're going to try and fight each other, the people that are already set up in the zone, if they're going to be taking shots. The thing that I love about duos, Kitty, and I think you can attest to this as well, there's so much more communication. You have a second set of eyes that's able to give you so much information. You know, I see another player at 240 take shots, you know. There's just so much more you can be aware of and that you have to be aware of in duos, and I think that really speaks to me personally as a Fortnite player. I love that component and I love that chemistry you get to see between these teammates.
100%. Duos is my favorite to be able to watch. And now we're checking in on Mitra, who unfortunately does not have his duo mongrel. He does look like he went down before we came in and started spectating this game. But, you know, he's not in a terrible position. He's got a lot of utility right now with those shadow bombs, and he's right on the perfect edge of the zone to be able to make that rotation. But the interesting thing with duos that you have to remember is as soon as the opponents smell blood, as soon as they know that you're solo, they want to be getting into that engagement with you right away, take advantage of the 2 versus 1 situation. So Mitro's got to be really careful not to signal that he's a solo player. Already picking up 9 eliminations, having that 89 points between the two of them as well is absolutely insane. Like, these are late game lobbies. He's picked up 9 eliminations, Spooky. It looks like he is going to play more aggressive and go for that 10th. Nope, now opting to go for the rotation. No more shadow bombs after this, so he's going to have to play a little bit differently, but does drop down right onto that opponent. Does take him out, gets that elimination, pops him for the siphon, gets that health back.
Yeah, and that was, I think, honestly, probably one of the best rotations that we've seen so far today. He knew that these players were not going to be expecting him to take low ground and just rotate in like that. And you know what? He's got the 2 campfires now, so if he does choose to heal for the 4 health, he can. He may save those for late game, most likely, but he's sitting in a really great spot at this point. Regardless of if his duels partner is there or not, he's got everything he needs to win this game.
Definitely, and it's important to recognize how many resources he has as well. All these players now going for that next zone push. Lots of players on that low ground, not engaging with each other quite yet. We've got a few players looking to make plays for the high ground. Caxi now has that 2 eliminations, 1 more shadow bomb going on the pursuit for that opponent. Not sure, though, that is not his teammate on the high ground, so he is going to look to take him out. Lukey spams L2, does go down now, looking to pick up another elimination. Has those 3 limps. We're in the top 17 players left, 11 duos total, so there are a couple duos still left in here. Mitro's still alive. RPG coming in from the high ground. He's got to be careful.
He definitely does have to be careful. One shot from that RPG could spell devastation for him, but it doesn't matter because he picks up another elimination on Shadow Twist and gets that 50 HP and health back. No, he does earn it. No, and just like that, that is how fast it can happen, Kitty. That is how fast even to get out of this game. He did perform very well given the circumstances.
Yeah, jumping into a box with 2 other players is not the best situation to have. Now we got Caxi on that high ground, Chinosar on that low ground. A lot of players now fighting in that mid. Nolly does go down. Caxi raining shots in, but does get a headshotted from Zul. Zul now looking to jump pad all the way into that high ground position. Beehive also fighting for that high ground.
He's
now
dropping down. Zul just dropped down behind Beehive and was like, you know what, I'm not going to go on the ultimate high, I'm going to go right down here below you, we're going to rain down on these other players and see what we can do. Arden and Paxi in horrible shape down at the bottom, just hanging on by a hair there, Kitty.
Yeah, Beehive and Zul right now are getting so many headshots, taking on these players. Paxi does get an elimination onto Chinosaur, but Zul drops down, gets a shot onto Squeeze. This is Beehive and Zul's game to win right now, and simultaneous shotgun shots onto the last two players, and a nice little L dance. Zing!
Oh my goodness, that's, you know what, you don't like to see it. You like to see it, but you don't like to see it. And you know what, a lot of these players, a lot of these guys, you know, they're friends. They're friends out of these games, and it's just, you know, really, really great to see them competing at this level together. But you know what? We've seen a couple of games from Europe now. We're going to go right over to just a 5-minute break here. We're going to come right back into the action, so stay tight and we'll see you soon.
For week 5! Oh, yeah!
There you go.
Woo! It's so cool. Oh, look at all the balloons. It looks so different on the stream.
Alright, let's begin the pun game. What you got?
I don't know. I'm really finding it hard. I'm trying to slurp all of this in.
Slurp it.
I can't bear the excitement. I'm having a ball in here. Listen, Zeke, some of us are speakers and some of us are listeners in this pun game.
Listen, I'm gonna throw that at you right now. That's gonna be thrown at you. Also, you can slip on that. Just slip. Well, I'm leaving.
There they are.
It's a really unique edit right there. I like that a lot.
Yeah. Using the cone to kind of see through, and then also editing the wall so you can see all the way through.
There's drum gun versus tactical shotgun. Tactical shotgun reigns supreme there. Again, guys, get involved in the conversation. Hashtag Fortnite World Cup on Twitter.
Hey, Fortnite fans. I'm His Royal Highness Sir Dr. Reverend Mr. Jorfinkelstein III, JD, MD Esquire.
And I'm Alex.
So, Alex, production, let's talk about that.
Okay, so production, we're basically in charge of everything that you see out of the screen. So when we have our beautiful hosts on screen, they're telling you what's going on, we're in charge of that. I am the creative producer / line producer, and Joe, you are?
I am the director / broadcast director.
/ my best friend.
Oh.
If we're watching Ben as he misses his first shot, could it be me? If Ben wins this game, dude, I'll give him 5 subs, bro. 5 subs. He's got height as well. Lupo can actually do this. Dr. Lupo pushing on in. The spray comes up. The drop down. The shot. What?
Get the gifts ready.
What?
Get the gifts ready.
I quit.
16 points. Benjamin, Dr. Lupo.
The people in this lobby, that's got to count as like community service for the elderly or something. There's no way they just let Lupo win that game. That's like a tax write-off, I think, or something for letting him win that. I've got to talk to someone. Why? Why do you guys watch me last week when I can't hit the broadside of a barn, and this week we watch Lupo beat this lobby of people that are playing with their knees, dude?
Right around 44 was the top 3,000 for Europe. Obviously, that's going to be different for each region.
Just shake your head, we got you, kid.
Oh, yeah.
The siphon makes the difference there for Ronan. Brilliant stuff. To end that little bit of the NA West, but the action's not done yet. We've got our handsome co-casters ready to break down some of what we missed.
Thank you so much again, Kitty and Courage, in some great matches.
Popsicles, we're eating popsicles, cause it's really hot back here.
Okay, where's Chris on the crew? 3, 2, 1.
Zeke! What? Fortnite!
Yo, what up, Fortnite fam? DJ Zeke in the building. Hold on, I'm getting a phone call. Yo, what's up, dude? It's DJ Zeke. Yeah, man, what do you mean? What do you mean you don't know about the block party? Everyone knows about the block party. What do you... No, dude, it's a 2-day event. June 15th and 16th. The ticket's only $35. You gotta be there.
What do you mean who's gonna be there? There's gonna be a ton of people there. You got Cloaksy, Pokimane, Valkyrae, Dr. Lupo, Loserfruit, Kurt JD, Brendan, Yuri, Martin Starr, Samara Redway, Marisha Ray, Tifu, Fear Itself. Everyone's gonna be there. Dog, it's a 2-day event. No, look, the first day is the creative showdown. Team Evolve built this dope game mode for all the fans to watch. But that's day 2. Day 2 is the celebrity pro-am. They're battling out for a $3 million charity prize pool, dude. Yes. Are the fans gonna be there? Are you guys gonna be there? They say they're gonna be there. Of course, everyone's gonna be at the block party. Let's go, we'll go together. All right, okay, DJ Sundown. All right, I'll see you there. Sorry about that, Fortnite fam. Listen, block party, it's gonna be lit. Tickets are $35. You need to buy them because I cannot wait to party with you. Now, Fortnite fam, that's it for me, so DJ Z.
Qué comerciales tan hartos, hombre.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Fortnite World Cup Online Open Qualifier. Golden Boy here as we look to jump right back into some more games. We got you covered, baby. So let's send it over to our casters. We got Pokes and Kitty Plays on the mic. Take it away.
Thank you so much, GB. Yes, I cannot wait to get back into these games. The EU division is just about wrapped, guys. After we get through this, we're going to be talking about some results and just seeing how well all these duos were able to measure up and who's going to be qualifying. We've got 7 more minutes. There's that timer in that bottom left corner. Now we're heading in. We got 32 players remaining in here. Looks like Stompy already cleaning up in that action feed. We are going to get another Stompy lobby, Pookie. Wow, what a dominating team.
You know, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. They've just dominated the lobby so many times. We talked about it so much. And, you know, the one thing that I love that we're looking at here, was that a double heavy snipe?
That was a double heavy snipe.
Let's go. I love that so much. It's one of my favorite mechanics in the game for duos. This is why I love duos so much. That teamwork, that camaraderie, all of it. It warms my heart, Kitty.
It warms my heart too, Pookie. I love seeing these players decide what they're going to do together, but also all these players that they decide to play together. There's so many incredible individual solo players, so being able to choose a person that's the right fit for you going into these games is so important. You're just checking out TSOO or TSO. I'm going to have to get cleared up on that later on Twitter, guys. If you want to make sure I'm pronouncing everything right, please send me a little notification there, and I will make sure that I do your name justice. Because we got a lot of new players in here trying to make a name for themselves. This is the second to last duo weekend that they're able to qualify. The next one will be in 2 weeks, and Rennick, already picking up that elimination with the stink grenade right now, looking to finish it off, is taking fire down on his teammates. And his teammate does actually jump in. Sir, 3 eliminations on Sir, 1 on Rennick.
Yeah, and you see that quite a lot where duos will actually, if they know a situation is relatively safe, they'll split. So you'll have one that stays up on high ground and the other one kind of go in for the close quarter combat, just to make sure that they're applying even pressure from 2 different angles to make sure that whoever they're going up against really doesn't stand a chance.
No, not at all. And now they got that high ground as well. They're in a great position, lots of resources. Dan picks up that RPG. These guys got to be happy moving into the 6th zone.
Yeah, and they're going to be able to apply quite a bit of pressure. They only have 3 rockets in the RPG, though. And look at that in the elimination feed. Stompy picking up 3 eliminations, Kitty. This is going to be absolutely wild. These guys have been on not only a tear today, but all tournament. This whole World Cup qualifiers, you know, they've been just doing amazingly. You can see on the right-hand side there, we've got all of our points and how they're allocated throughout today and throughout these duo games. So victories netting you 10 points, and all of the placement points are there. But, you know, at this point, it's kind of like, you know, this is week 8, Kitty. You haven't qualified yet. You've been playing with your duos partners since week 2. Do you start changing your strategy, or do you just kind of go with everything?
I think players are always changing their strategy, especially with the new meta changes, the new gun adds, the new movement changes. I mean, we've seen the addition of slipstreams since we started these qualifiers. So these players are always trying to refine where they're landing, where the best spot is, where they're getting the best opportunity to be able to navigate each game. And now we're spectating Cluja. We did see his teammate Siva get knocked and go down in the storm, but he's in a great position right now. He's He's got about half of max resources, has 7 rockets in that RPG. If he can get himself into this late game, he's definitely going to put that to work. Hopefully pick up some more eliminations for him and his teammate. And right away, getting that pickup on Secret Milan, such a quick reaction time. Gets that, cleans up that floor, takes the player down, has time to get the shotgun shot, gets some more fall damage onto that player as well. He is absolutely dominating this zone right now. 10 duos left, 14 total players. We got a lot of solos in here still, but we got Sir on the high ground. We saw them get that high ground earlier. Rennick and Sir have been able to maintain that. 4 eliminations so far. Rennick definitely needs some healing. I'm not sure if Sir will opt to drop that heavy or that large potion for him, but so far doing great. Has total eyes on the opponents below them, and now it's just up to them to pick whatever they can. Taking out Napa Rez does go down right away. Was one of the solo players, and now we got Rennick. Does use it the last of his rockets. Picks up another elimination onto Milan.
Yeah, and you know what? Instead of actually utilizing that big pot from his partner, but we do. Oh my goodness, we do see here, Kitty. I don't want to interrupt myself, but somebody's trying to take the high ground from him here. He did use the build to kind of say, no, sorry, this is our real estate, and we're not looking to sell right now. His partner does drop him that big pot, but I think kind of the strategy there was, you know, Rennick had the RPG, and I think, you know, it's very, very easy to get a knock on somebody from that high, and with Siphon being in the game, I think instead of utilizing that big pot right away, they played it properly. Rennick did get the Siphon, and then was able to top up to 200 with that big pot.
Yeah, love to see that. They're doing a great job right now as a team, and that's going to be the name of the game for our qualifiers today. All of these duos trying to get one of those final spots in the World Cup World Cup finals at the end of July. We got 4 players left now. TSOO, we spectated him earlier on the ultimate line ground. Sir Rennick, the only duo remaining, and it's up to them to win this game. Kluja trying to take some shield, but he's got that shield, or he's got that storm right behind him that's preventing him from being able to do that. TS looking for the edit play onto him, does get it.
Wow.
Gets elimination, and now has that Siphon. Great health, but if he gets pinched here, he's not going to be able to win the game. And does get pinched. Rennick and Sir putting a class on in this duo competition, maintaining that high ground, getting that pinch. They know exactly how to sandwich their opponents and taking that victory royale.
They played it absolutely perfectly. They were so methodical with every decision that they made. We saw the end game there, you know, utilizing the Siphon, overtaking the shield. It's just small decisions like that, Kitty, that can really make a difference and get you the victory royale at the end of the day.
Yep, and every single point counts. Now, these players are just playing for the top 3,000 spots to be able to play in tomorrow's finals to qualify for the World Cup at the end of July. We got 1 more minute left in Europe. All of these players are now in their final lobbies for their qualifiers. And Mokar is right now sitting with 52 points. These guys have got that nice loadout, the double heavy snipe right now that him and Richard are trying to utilize. And I haven't quite got it, but I'm assuming we're going to see one. There you go, getting that
I
shot.
knew it. As soon as he shot that shot. Oh, and there's another one. No way. Mokar has been watching my stream, taking some lessons from the real Canadian sniper. Let's go.
Okay, big words coming out from Pookie. I'm going to need a confirmation of those snipe clips later to back that up. But these guys have got to be happy they got that high ground, they got all that loot back, and I'm sure they're sitting great with resources. But we got a big lobby here. We got Fanta, Exotic Lucy, we've got Livestar in here, we've got Fames, all of these players within that range now for that top spot in these final lobbies.
Yeah, and you know, taking a look here at Sir and Rennick again, you know, they are sitting at 51 points. We see a lot of people right now around the 50 to 60 point mark. So we're going to have to see really, you know, after this, what that qualifying number is, what that minimum number of points is to be so that you can proceed into tomorrow. Hopefully punch your ticket to the World Cup finals at the end of July. 51 points is not bad, but I'd love to see them be able to pick up maybe a few more eliminations here, get a few placement points to really help secure that game for them.
7,
6, 5,
4, 3,
2,
1, 0, and that is the Europe qualifiers for tomorrow. It is done. You better be in your lobby right now if you hope to get points to qualify for tomorrow. Now we're watching Sir and Rennick again. These guys have been absolutely dominating. We got a huge, huge lobby. But wow, all the plays today, absolutely exceptional. I love, this is one of the new skins in the item shop. I actually, I got it yesterday. and it's great seeing.
Almost looks like my jacket. I'm missing the studs on it. I think I need to bedazzle it with some studs, you know? Cosplay maybe.
Ooh,
oh my goodness,
cosplay.
excellent.
Maybe for the World Cup.
Maybe World Cup, yeah, for sure. Now, we're looking at Renek's loadout here. 6 shadow bombs. Oh my goodness, the man has utility for days. Also has a turret, 9 grenades.
Okay, we could talk all day about shadow bombs, but you know what? Me and my explosive. Okay, it is such a great utility. I'm almost seeing how these pros decide to carry them out, and hopefully we get to see them get used by these players. But by the way, does actually get dropped in with that opponent on, puts the trap down, doesn't get trapped, goes for lifestar, gets the elimination. Really, really quick decision making by Renek, as expected by a player at his caliber. And all these players now needing to make that rotation. We got Chico super low health at the edge of the storm. He's going to be really careful not to get ticked down. Sir does take down Zytox. Look at these two players, Renek and Sir, totally commandeering this high ground, not letting any players steal it away from him, blanketing for each other, reloading the heavy sniper. He's going to look to go for a play, but already has those 5 eliminations. He's sitting in a great position.
Yeah, and you can see here Sir just really trying to take shots with that combat shotgun, trying to.
Combo.
There it is again. You love to see it. You love to see it from these guys. They're executing it perfectly, just completely flawless every single time. And that combat shotgun really putting in work, trying to do as much damage to these other duos as they possibly can. Any amount of damage you can do late game like this is an advantage to you later. So they know that. They are trying to just use the ammunition that is in their guns. Going to put down a campfire here to heal up Renek just a little bit. Double campfire. So he is going to be ticking to a second. And now we're looking over here. He says, you know what, forget the campfire. I might as well just try and get some siphon here, which looks like he is going to try and get some shots on this player down here. Doesn't actually pick up anything with the drum gun, but doesn't matter. Pushes forward. They are still sitting on ultimate high, Kitty.
Yeah, they are not going to give it up. These players will hold that till the end of the game. We got 13 players remaining, 9 duo teams left, so we still got a couple duos, not all solos in this lobby. But one of the things that's really interesting to me is these guys have not had to use their shadow bombs at all either. Oh, looks like okay, I might have cast or cursed them. A player did just steal the ultimate high ground, and right away you see them. Where are you? Let's get back together. Let's work as a team. Does get that knock onto Lucy, now dropping down even further, but these guys are not leaving that 5-yard range between the two of them. It's almost like they have a bit of a leash tied between them, making sure that they are stacked right on top of each other, taking every advantage of having the teammate as possible.
Yeah, and you can see Renek there getting the siphon from Lucy that he did knock earlier, and Sir also picking up a knock there as well. So he does have 2 mini pots left. He should probably try to use them here at some point. He's getting very low, but it doesn't matter. Takes down Berry just like that. And we do have 4 players remaining, 3 duos left, so there is 1 solo, but these guys are on an absolute tear, Kitty.
These guys are, like I said earlier, putting on a clinic in duos. Noxy does have the high ground. That isn't his favor right now, but with the combined spray of these two guys, they can knock him down right away. Noxy notices this, does opt to go down a little bit. Sir does make a play for that high ground, but Noxy's just looking for any opportunity he can get onto both players. He knows he's at a disadvantage. He does not have that teammate with him, gets clean shots onto him. And what are you going to do when you have both of these players who don't miss a shot on that low ground firing up on you, ending their game on 10 eliminations on Sir and 4 on Renek? That is absolutely insane. These guys are going to be one to watch up for tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. And you know what? They ended that game so strong. I really hope it takes them into tomorrow. But you know what? Let's talk to Golden Boy a little bit about how he enjoyed those European games.
Well, definitely did enjoy it. And the good news is I got you covered, because we're going to find out who is in our top 10. You got GB standing by with Bala. Now, Bala, why don't we break down the standings and where we are for Europe going into tomorrow?
Let's go ahead and take a look here at the standings. It's again, no surprise, Shinken and Stompy are at the top. In second place, Marvel and Mitro, and then Fuxin. I mean, these guys have all done it already. Come on, let other people have their day.
Well, hey, think about it like this, though. If these guys continue to perform incredibly well, that just gets knocked down to all these other players for tomorrow. So you know, granted, I understand like the desire to finish at number 1, but you just want to punch your ticket to New York. So it doesn't really matter how you get there. You just got to get there. Maybe these duos outperform again tomorrow, and then it ends up getting knocked down a few spots there because they already qualified. Can't qualify 2 times.
We do have to keep in mind, though, that just because queues are closed does not mean the games are over, that everybody is still playing their final game, and it's kind of tight. It's not that spread apart between like what we saw in the OC and Asia region in the semifinals already. They were, 40 points ahead here. It's only a couple points difference, so it could still shake up. Yeah. Players could start saying, hey, I want to take the top spot in the semifinals day.
Yeah, and I think that certainly will affect those players that are sitting in the top 1,500, maybe in the lower ends of that as well, to be able to make it for those matchups tomorrow for Sunday's games, because we only got a few spots left for Europe to qualify for the Fortnite World Cup. But we're going to go back into some games. Let's send it back over to your casters to break down the action.
Hello, thank you very much, GB. Not really sure what was going on there, a couple of technical difficulties, but we are back here with Basto, looking at, them sitting here just at the edge of the zone. We haven't really seen very much from them at all, so we're gonna have to see maybe how they pull through, and I haven't seen their gameplay. I haven't really seen anything from these guys. So let's take a look and see how they use these rotations up the side of this cliff here. Sitting at 1 elimination each for the pair. Very good on resources, very good with utility. Kitty, what do you think?
Anytime I see a player that has an RPG in their inventory with max rockets in it, I'm feeling pretty confident for the 2 of them. Basto and Blackie in a great position, and having obviously those shadow bombs for the rotation. This is ideal. This is what you want to be as a team, and right away you see them putting it to work, and they're going to get a rift off of that too. Not that they need any more rotation, but I'd be surprised to see if these players aren't able to pull off the victory royale. But there are 10 duos still left. 1 solo is in this match as well, and it's going to be, they still have some competition to be up against.
Yeah, and you know what? Just looking at these guys, the way they're moving together through their builds, the way they're actually rotating, it's so important in these games to really be attached at the hip when you are making rotations, because all it takes is one player to drop into your builds and take you from, sitting at the top of the world, max health, max utility, max ammo, rockets, everything like that, to literally just being on your own. Then your duo's partner's gone, and it's going to be a rough spot for you for the rest of the game. So I really like how they're moving together and just looking like a duos team. So we have this huge mountain that these guys are going to have to rotate through, and you see everyone kind of starting to make this slow rotation. We are moving into the 6th zone, but I don't think Mert is toxic actually, or maybe he did mean to go through, break those builds. Uses the shadow bomb, does take a little bit of damage there, but is going to try to make that early rotation so that he can hopefully gatekeep and get a little bit of damage on these players looking to move.
Yeah, he needs to meet up with his teammate, which he does. Both of them taking those small shields. BTC and Ethereum is able to take those shields as well. Makes a rotation earlier. And Mert getting a quick, heavy snipe onto his opponent. Does go, is going to interact with that door, making another rotation now. It's really interesting to see these guys splitting up a bit for their rotation earlier, but now you do see them neck and neck making it into the zone. They had to go up this hill. Now they got to go down this hill. And if you're new to Fortnite and you haven't played in these late games, using this higher and lower ground is one of the most difficult areas to navigate in these late games. But these guys are pro, almost going a little bit too far off of the edge. Now the zone is moving up in the other direction, so they're taking advantage of those shadow bombs, able to clip the side of the hill and bounce right up. Now we got Lunas in here. Wasn't a bit of a 1v1 engagement. Looks like it's now turning into a 2v1. Has those shields though, able to replenish that shield and then engage with his opponents again.
Yeah, and you know, to your point, talking about the Shadow Bomb rotations, they've reserved so many mats by doing that. Lunas is going to break into the 1x1. Mistake did make a mistake there by not watching his back, and he is sent back to the lobby. That could very well be his last game, Kitty, and it looks like Lunas just turns, does a massive flick, and takes out NGK. So he's just looking very, very strong right now, using the sides of those builds and the side of those hills to make sure that the Shadow Bomb is not going to wear off. Look at him, Kitty, using the side of this to make sure that he can. There. You know, that was some acrobatic and fancy footwork, if you ask me. But down to his last Shadow Bomb here, using it for the early rotation to put up a 1x1 and really just get his bearings and maybe take some shots at these rotating players.
Yeah, does find himself in the zone now in a 1v1 with BTC and ETH. Does get that elimination, but he's in a 2v1 now, and like I said earlier, 13 rockets in an RPG. Hasn't used any of them since we last spectated these guys. Now he is just going to rain down on Lunas, and it's up to Lunas to build in any way he can. But when he's got that drum gun raining down on him with the RPGs on top of that, he's in a very, very bad position now. It'll be interesting to see how he's able to get out of it. Interestingly enough, Blackie does drop down onto Lunas, but not enough when you've got that fire coming in from Basto, who does pick up that elimination on Lunas when he was focused on his teammates.
Yeah.
So great teamwork by these two. With great, utility to work with, and congratulations on that victory royale. But we're not done yet.
We're not done, Kitty. And you can see just the skeleton of all of these builds having to go up and down that high ground multiple times. It really makes endgame difficult when you have to make rotations like that, but a lot of those guys handle it like the pros that they are. So hopping right into this next game, we've got CIS Monkey Kelfie, hopefully pronouncing that name correctly, but he's looking to just apply some pressure here, get some damage on the players with this sting bombs. They do 5 damage per tick, so he is able to get that one clean shot off on Adrian. Adrian does go down. This zone is going to start moving, so we're going to have to see if he is able to be revived. He is trying to crawl out of harm's way, but it looks like Kelfie and Step TR are actually going to be applying the pressure now that they know that they have the knock.
Yeah, and his teammate does look to abandon him and get out of dodge. Now he's moving into the new zone. We've got 11 duos left in this lobby, 17 players, so a few solos in here now. But Step, right now, we look at his inventory. He's got lots to work with. We just saw him expend all of his grenades in that engagement to make sure that he secured that knock, but doesn't need them. Okay, he's got that AR, picks up a really, really clean elimination out of the sky, and now they know they've got some opponents below them. It's just up to them to coordinate their fire to be able to pick up some more eliminations.
Yeah, he is going to have to be careful with how much pressure he does choose to apply here. Only seeing it 84 rounds in his AR, not really much else. So we're going to have to see how he utilizes that. Perhaps his duos partner will be able to split him some ammo. There is a drop that just dropped down to their left. They do have the option to go for that as well. But at this point, it looks as though they're sitting at 95 points. They may just be going for straight eliminations, Kitty.
Yeah, I hope we get to see it. I love watching aggressive gameplay out of these players, and it's so interesting to be in Zone 6 right now and only have 15 players, 9 duos left in here. These have not been the largest lobbies of all time, but really interesting to see how these players are navigating that with the less opponents, and now able to peek, a little wider, not worry about all his angles in the same way that you do in the higher population lobbies, and fire these shots down on the players in the center.
Yeah, and there's so much to keep track of, way more than in solos, because not only do you have to keep track of, and there he goes, he did split some ammo there for his teammate. Not only do you have to actually keep track of, where the other players are on the map, but you need to keep track of what your duo's partner is doing as well. If he doesn't communicate when he decides to move or shoot at a target, you're going to be a little bit behind, and that split second can really make a difference in these late game engagements.
Oh, and they do get rid of that jump pad right before Najak was trying to jump onto it, and he does get eliminated. There is another jump pad that gets dropped down and is able to get taken. Risk It SA does take that community jump pad, but these guys are going to have their ultimate high ground knockdown. Thankfully, they're able to connect onto that mid ground and maintain that high ground. Risk It, actually, we just saw him take that jump pad, does take ultimate high ground away from that duo, and immediately goes for elimination, not worried about contesting his high ground. gets that knock onto that player. Now going for the play. He wants to make sure that he secures that, gets the siphon. He's already low from the couple takes he took from the zone. Gets the opponent now getting 2 eliminations and a third. Absolutely mad lad, picking up an elimination onto Step, and he's got his teammate right there next to him now. They've managed to meet up again. They've got that high ground. They've got to make sure that there's no players that are going to steal this away from them using those jump pads or those rips.
Riskit is seeing absolutely everything just in slow motion, it would seem, Kitty. He is anticipating what his opponents are going to do before they actually do it, using the waterfall down to kind of get a little bit of a closer eye to see where his opponents are going to be, dropping some builds there for his partner so that they split it up so that they're both sitting at an even number. Damplay taking shots isn't going to connect with anything, but look at Brad Melly. He is up on the side of the mountain there with the Shadow Bomb, trying to actually assert dominance here and take high ground, but he falls down, drops down to 11 health there with 27 shield, takes a hit for 77 on an opponent here, is going to look to try to get a siphon, and he does get it on Lazy, but then is quickly brought back down to 11 health in total and is taken out of the game entirely.
Yeah, if Kelpie was able to secure that elimination, it would have been so good for him with that RPG for the late game, but now we've got a 2v1 situation again. Risk and Khan dropping down. Melly is able to secure that elimination onto his opponent, does get that siphon. Now the zone's moving south, or west, I guess. He is going to be okay, doesn't need to go up this hill, but Risk is not going to give him any opportunity to get any shields off. He's going right in for the aggressive play. Melly does find time to heal while he's reloading, and that heavy sniper going to look to make a heavy snipe play, but he doesn't have a huge advantage anymore. He does now at very similar health and looking to make any play he can, looking for that peek, looking for that push, looking for any opportunity he can get. A 1v1 situation, both trying to win it for their duo.
Yeah, and you can see Riskit here just being very methodical, doesn't want to actually challenge Broadmelly here. Broadmelly does make a play for high ground, but Riskit is on top of it, tries to stay on top. Pyramids down to prevent Broadmelly from actually building. Broadmelly is going to try and get that one mini off. He does get it, does take a little bit of struggling, but that's okay. These rotations.
La cabeza se cayó.
You hate to see it. Is completely eliminated there by gravity. Gravity just took him out there. It takes one small mistake. He looked so strong going into that final engagement. I don't think Riskit was actually expecting his opponent to put up such a fight the way he did, but hats off to both of those players. Hats off. They put on a show there, Kitty.
Yeah, really interesting to see, like, in those finals, it's not even the very final zone, but we've got a 1v1 situation. So these duos lobbies are definitely a lot different than what we've been seeing in past weeks. And with the meta, you know, maybe making it so less players are surviving till the end. But we got Tohaj right now, does have access to that baller. We haven't seen a lot of baller perspectives yet today, but now we got one. Does have his teammate Blood, who is right next to him, matching skins. And we talked about this earlier, the importance of almost having a leash between you and your teammate, and to be able to go with each other into every engagement, so you have that 2v1 advantage like we just saw. Keto dropping in with these guys and immediately getting traded out and getting that elimination for the duo. They've got 2 eliminations total now, and just boxing up, using all their metal and making sure that they're splitting up the resources necessary. There's so much strategy in deciding who gets what and when you're trading and how you're able to utilize all the different things. Are you more of a confident sniper? Are you more confident with grenades? And making sure that whoever has what they're the best at in their inventory so that they can secure that late game.
Yeah, and just to speak to your point there, you know, we talked a little bit about players who are actually matching. Now, they do it for more than aesthetic purposes here. Tohaj taking some shots there with a grenade launcher, expends all 6 of the grenades, doesn't actually get any damage there, but the reason why a lot of these teams tend to coordinate isn't because of a fashion choice. It's literally because if you're shooting at a duo and you're not able to tell which one you've damaged and by how much, that actually puts your opponent at a disadvantage. It puts you at the advantage. You can kind of hide behind your partner if they have more health. They think, you know, that they've damaged you. In reality, it's your partner. So there's more strategy involved in coordinating the skins than really what people think. And it tends to disorient and confuse the opponents a little bit more. So you love to see it. They have a little bit of a different back bling here. Tohaj looking to rock the John Wick back bling, the coin there.
Simultaneous shadow bomb for the rotation, getting that early positioning now so they're able to take shots on their opponents, but they do find the low ground and a stink bomb on top of them, taking a lot of damage from Sammy and their teammate Serenex. So And now Sammy and Serene looking to take shots backwards now, not looking to pursue their stink bomb targets. Instead, maybe picking up an easy elimination as the people push into the zone. Does pick it up, needs those resources, does stack up now, has 114 and gets picked up in that rip by their teammate waiting for them in the zone. Now looking to just coast down. They know that there's a corner of this new zone that does have that mountain high ground. Maybe hoping to wait until then to get that early positioning on the high ground and shoot down on their opponents. We got Camo in this lobby. We got Tohaj in this lobby. We got Laconics in this lobby. Lots of players. These are the last lobbies of the Europe division. The queues have been closed and we are just catching up with the highest point lobbies from today.
Yeah, and here we're taking a look at Luki. Now, he is trying to have to navigate up this mountain, but fortunately for him, there are players in his path, and he is going to be able to take out and takes out Camo completely. He drops to him and also takes out Doma as well, but does get shots taken on him, utilizing other players' ramps and builds to try to save his own to get up the side of this mountain. Those are some excellent reflexes by him. He is going to look for another elimination, does decide to pop the mini potion first. Very smart play. If he can get in these builds and maybe fire off an RPG, there it is. Gets 121 damage. Not actually able to clean anything up off of that at all. But he's going to drop down. He's just going on a rampage, Kitty.
Oh, and he needs his elimination now for that siphon. Gets the siphon. It's going to survive a little longer in the zone now because of it. Dropping right into the zone now. 20. Just makes it inside of the zone. Has that RPG now. He needs any elimination he can get close for the last minute. Siphon falling elimination isn't able to connect. It does go down to fall damage. Now we got lots of players left in this lobby still. Kluja, Cartoon, Shines, lots of players fighting it out in these final lobbies. Tohaj, we saw earlier, does go down to Kluja. Kluja's got this ultimate low ground now. His opponent's up above him. He has no teammate. This is a solo situation. 8 players remaining, 6 duos. That means there's 2 duos still in this lobby. He's got to be careful for. Doesn't want to get himself into a 2v1 situation. Is going on the aggressive. Gets the shot on Ardit. Goes for the double trap finish. Really clean by him. 94 points. Now is going to want to get that final victory royale, so get those placement points. We're in a top 4 situation now. Milan also on this low ground with him. He's got to be careful. There are a duo up top high ground, and it's interesting. On these 3 solos are going to probably engage, but Sammy picking up that elimination before he's able to drop down to high ground. Kluja does go for the high ground using that jump pad. Milan brought down so low. Kluja does connect, gets on high ground, has it taken out by Serene. Serene knows they're up above him. It doesn't have any resources, it looks like. Does make a play with the shadow bomb instead. Kluja on the high ground, Sammy firing up above. Serene needs to get out and take shots on Kluja as well. Does get taken out. Fortunately, Sammy is there for their teammate, and they pick up that victory royale.
You know, I wasn't actually sure if Kluja was going to let the G-Bots boys get away with that one. He was applying so much pressure. He knew that he had Serene low and had to capitalize on that. Definitely made a play for it, but it just wasn't enough, Kitty.
Yeah, that timing too with the jump pad to get the high ground, able to connect, but got taken out. Great gameplay coming out from these final Europe lobbies. Now we're coming in on another lobby. Like I said earlier, guys, we are coming in on the 5th or 6th zone of the top point lobbies from the European region. We're checking out Leo J right now. Sitting on 95 points. These are the best of the best players in Europe in these lobbies right now, and he has 7 eliminations, and his teammates picked up 5, and you can see right there that double heavy sniper play. You have both of you aim at the opponent, and you snipe at the same time. One hits the wall, the next hits the opponent. If you do not have 2 walls between you and these pro players, you are going down.
Yeah, and it can happen at any time. It's so quick. They almost do it again. CRR taking that second shot and just trying to connect. Unfortunately, is not able to, but you know what? They are looking fantastic right now. Mats, loadout, utility. These guys have it all. It is literally their game to lose. And look at this. Are they going to go for the shot, Kitty? It looks like they are. In the body, 157 damage. Shoulder shots for days. He is going to look in to try and make a little bit of a push here, but we're going to have to see what happens. He does get tagged a couple times, just gets his shield completely ripped off, is down to 95 health, does box up and says, you know what, the elimination is not worth being taken out. This could be their last game, so it is very important how they play this.
Very important indeed. I mean, these guys have probably already qualified for tomorrow, but every single one of these games is great practice. Going for that beautiful heavy snipe into the 1x1, followed up by that shotgun play, picking up that elimination. These two are absolutely unstoppable and playing like they know that they are. Going into those engagements that they are just so secure in getting. They do take that shot onto, I believe it was Benji. Now, both of them dropping in and taking out Benji. The absolute perfect simultaneous execution by these two is beautiful to watch.
They are just invading at this point completely into other players' real estate, not even knocking. It's a little bit rude, but you know, we'll talk manners later. This is Fortnite. We've got a few players here vying for middle ground. We see Dora here with his partner, Belvid. They're sitting at 84 points. These points are getting up there, Kitty, so we're really going to have to see. And look at 16 explodes in that grenade launcher.
Oh, that's what I like to see. The high explodes in these late game lobbies. I mean, late game lobby, we've been talking about this earlier. This is zone 6 right now, but we only have 7 players and 4 duos. These guys, I mean, it's being helped out by when you have people that have almost like 14 eliminations between the two of them already, taking out most of the lobby. But these guys are totally playing in different situations now. Ventuki going down, was a solo player, gets taken out immediately, but does drop that rift. Velvet opting to go for the rift right away. 3 duos left. All of the players in this lobby are in a duo now. It's going to be very interesting to see how they're able to use their strategy together and take out their opponents. Hibuza taking a lot of damage by Leo J and CRR. They are the first ones to get into that safe zone, and now looking to make plays back behind on their opponents. Sneaks through that little space, takes out Hibuza, knew that he was low. Now going on the aggressive. There is players on the high ground, making sure to build and protect against it. Building even higher now, potentially going for that ultimate high ground, opting instead to back up a little bit, take the shadow bomb, and now Leo dropping down to go and meet up with his teammate. Balvin and Dorito have that, or Doradito, have that ultimate high ground, but I don't think either of these guys are worried. Leo maybe hoping to get some health. Fortunately, teamwork. I've got a campfire for you. These guys have 16 eliminations between the two of them. They got to be very careful, though. The weapons in this game allow it to be very easy to break your roof when you are on that ultimate high ground, and does have time to take those mini potions. They're headed right back through the builds that they already had, able to edit their way through, thankfully, but they need to find a time to take the high ground. Oh, Balvin drops down, does take out CRR. Leo goes to for the finish, gets that siphon, looking to get the ultimate high ground. 1v1 situation for their teammates. Who's going to be able to pull this off now? Leo J does obtain that ultimate high ground, in a great position now to win the game. Still has those 2 minis. Doradito now commandeering that low ground. We're going to look for any opportunity he can take to steal away this high ground, or hopefully get some clean headshots onto his opponent. Building against him right now has access to that legendary assault rifle, so if he gets some tags on him, they're going to be very, very clean. Leo pulling out that heavy sniper, looking for the opportunities. Already 9 eliminations this game, feeling so confident about his position, about this opportunity, putting those traps down in case there's a high ground assault on him. Now knowing he's a little bit too high, they are having to go now down towards this area. It's not as safe. Water falling down. Does connect and gets the shot onto Doradito, taking the victory royale. 10 eliminations on Leo J and his teammate. 8 eliminations, 18 between the two of them in these high point lobbies. This is absolutely insane.
Europe is bringing it this week, Kitty. I'm not saying that they don't ever bring it, but this week you can tell. These guys want it so badly. It's the second last week for them to qualify, and oh my goodness, does it ever show. That final game there is so exciting to watch, but we don't have time to think about that for long, because here we are, another game. We're looking at Horde right now, kind of just taking a peek up, trying to get some damage, and he certainly does. Connects with Furnace there, and just knocks him down. Is going to look for the edit and the finish, which he does take. Picks up a turret, picks up a lot of utility. Is he going to swap something out for that RPG? He decides decides not to, but he can actually mark that. The zone is starting to move, so you know what? He is going to leave it behind, opts for the utility and the rotations, and considering his partner is out of the game, it's probably the smartest decision for him right now.
Yeah, really interesting that he decided to go for those extra 2 minis instead of the RPG. Might have been a mistake on his part, or maybe it is a real tactical decision. We've seen a lot of players in Europe that do decide to go for the double stack of mini shields instead. Well, not instead of an RPG, but it is a common practice now with a lot of these players. Tinny in this lobby, taking shots now on Horde. Beehive in this lobby as well. Lots of really exceptional, talented players in these late game high point lobbies.
You know, and his thought process there may have actually been, you know, I'll pick up these 2 minis. I don't have another partner to kind of help me and have my back. So having that additional shield could have been, you know, the reasoning behind that. But we see ADN just raining grenades down on that metal tower. It does connect with Evade, is able to drop him there, is going to look to try and get the finish, isn't going to connect with anything, but his partner is building around him, does end up getting taken out there, unfortunately. Once you're down in this situation, this is this late, it is so hard to get the revive on your teammate when you are being pressured by this many players.
Can you imagine if he just hit that? Dang, ADN on another one right now. Immediately taking out the heavy sniper after he realized his grenade was not going to do it for him and takes that shot. Doesn't connect. He's got Beehive right below him right now, but lots of players now making that jump pad rotation. It looks to be a bit of a community jump pad there. Does know that one of his opponents was not able to take it and now looking to put him down for it. Harmy does go down, raining fire now from this position. They are going to have to move, but they're taking any opportunity they can to try and get these eliminations on these players trying to rotate. Goes for the jump pad and does
a mistake, hits his head up there. His teammate was able to clear that out for him, so he is able to make that rotation, but rotates a little bit late on those stairs, so he is having to box up here and navigate his way through up the side of this small hill we have heading into pressure plant.
And still not quite in the zone. Now finding their way into it. These 2 players playing so well together, hugging each other, making sure that they are not going to get separated. Dealers and Mick Beast now on the edge of the zone. Thankfully they have that rift. They are able to use as they were getting pressured on that zone. Nobody looking up to punish this. Not even this ultimate high ground. Now he might hear the sound of opponents coming down on him, but isn't able to and that's Maestro, isn't able to react in time. Does get taken out by the Beast. He was all by himself on that high ground. Unfortunately, Mongrel nowhere to be seen. It had been eliminated earlier, and now we got Dealers and Mick the Beast in that.
That was Mongrel right there.
Okay, so he got knocked and then finished. Okay.
Oh my goodness,
nowhere
they were
to be found because he was
split.
out. He had taken that jump pad and he was out. Does get taken out. You are so vulnerable when you're taking these jump pads. Where your release for your what can I remember?
Your umbrella?
Your umbrella. We'll call it umbrella. Glider. Yeah, where you release for your glider is so high, and when you have these pros against you that are able to land all their shots when you're in that vulnerable mid-range, you're gonna get taken out. Mick the Beast landing that shot. Yeah, with his boom bow, looking to finish it up now, takes all the shield away from his opponent and now going to drop down and hopefully get that elimination.
Yeah, utilizing the AoE damage from that boom though there, you know what, if it's not a direct hit, it doesn't matter. Hits again. We have you know, an archer here on our hands. Mick the Beast archer indeed. So we're going to have to see if he utilizes that into endgame. We haven't really seen a lot of the boom bow in these games, but excellent work from that boom bow with Mick the Beast.
And we only got 7 players remaining. 6 now as Mick the Beast picks up Hunter from Solary with that boom bow, absolutely dominating the field right now. A lot of these players low, so when you get that 100 health hit onto them, they are going down. There is a knocked player at the very bottom. Goes for the peak, but gets boom boat immediately. Pushing onto Dockham, does get that final elimination. This is a top 4 situation, has a ton of placement points, but he wants that victory royale. Trying to get rid of this tree now with that RPG, has 11 rockets. His teammate has opted to split down below. Oslo looking to clean up Geo. Maestro does go down on that ultimate low ground, but there's just, and they're not on the same team. These guys are opponents. Their purple is just so similar.
It is 4 solo players here, now down to 2. It is Oslo and Mick the Beast fighting it out. Mick the Beast looking to try and take some shots there with the shotgun, isn't able to connect, but Oslo does take a little bit of damage there. Regardless, looks from the storm here. We're going to have to see kind of how this is going to shape up. Mictabeast looking for the quick edit and takes out Oslo. That is it for him. Mictabeast played those final eliminations absolutely perfectly, celebrating there with Myth's favorite emote there. I don't know if you saw that on social